So God make we can meet up. Sister turning our way together. Get 4 picking them. So, 2 boys and 2 girls.
Fantastic. Then this then they know they do na courtship. You know, turn like they like to do with people and get mobile phone. Somebody also go tell me say una be get with them una they call una baby then. Now whistle be the whistle.
The whistle be the whistle, yes.
You go make now you really one way be get and way.
Well, now be Edward and whistle we go Edward. Make a
not that fast.
Any side Edward and the day when whistle that don't see Edward.
Well, I'm getting a bit chipped and worried here. Yes. Wow. Because this don't tell me something. Because we come on enough. We get this saying here say, it better for you born the king we marry to the king than for born the king. So how we could now the northern of them way the person we born, the person we can marry to the queen, we can marry to the king of Sierra Leone. Now Southern, how we the northern of them go manage? We were able.
For me, it's very great. It's a great union. You know, I can always say, instead of building a bridge from Freetown to Lunge, we will cost you so much money. Until we don't get the amount of traffic that we will make, we recover that cost quickly. Let's build bridges between our tribes. Let's build bridges between our regions, our diversity. By so doing, we come together as a country. So this marriage we are married, so it never occurred to me really what did happen so that it will ever happen. I never get any doubt about it. I always thought it was a good union between 2 Sierra Leoneans, young Sierra Leoneans. Tribe no within our head. No. When I born my first speaking, I'm in college. He did nursing. He got for suspending nursing Kenya. He kept picking on Kamara. He go men and the girl picking. He did it for 1 year in the men to Mama. From then I will come back. I can continue nursing back.
So where would they expect? You know, go to a young mama.
No.
Go to your mama.
Go to mama.
Wow.
Now they go born, begin they grow up, you know. And when finally we come UK, I not bring your mama come. Now your mama bring her to England. I bring your sister there, your sister picking them. Today, mommy don't go, but so they are all British. They all don't sound British.
Now this makes
me, Samura Kamara, are not some British.
Because you see quite a lot of people in the go now, they try for scare people and say, oh, if APC win, we can do una bad. No. But I don't they tell people and say, order to weigh ashes, now ashes they follow. If you not to weigh ashes, you're not there for worry, say ashes go follow you. Yeah. We get this wonderful union in you and your wife. And this now a fantastic leadership credential right there. How you go interpret this by your leadership style? Because my daddy can always say, if you get good domestic affair,
yes.
Your foreign affairs will be good. Because how God make we, even with family, that cross sections. You get bad brother, you get good brother, you get bad sister. If you're able to get along with your family, you can get along with anybody out there.
Indeed.
And you have proven this. Nowadays, the marriages are not last for 3 days, they're scattered. Now you don't get a marriage where not many people can get a lock for making them marry their childhood sweetheart and then become soulmates. You have done that. You get that now your belt. No wonder you shine the way you shine. No wonder you just the glow. Do you tell me how you can make this a reality right across Salon? Because we need a father figure. We need somebody where they can super glue them family there, just like how you join the Samura family and the Rogers family to an extent. They don't see difference, they don't see boundaries. Do you tell me?
I'm very proud of this union between me and Elizabeth. And I always talk that I make sure say I'm supporting family to the fullest. As I talk to you now, in cousin dying Koribondo, you go the berry, we come back, a week in cousin, in 2 picking them. Sally, and Jim. And then house, and they go school now. I get that feeling that it's a family. And in terms of making it more demonstrative at the national level, I'm the Minister of Finance. Among the best of staff that I work with, not from the staff.
Wow.
Machidiji, his present financial secretary, Jusu, them plenty. Okay, Tamu them, they all. I know about nobody. I train them, I give them what I'm able to do, they rise up. I go Bank of Australia, the same thing. I raise them up. Ukumu them. This now load today, we get problems, so they say we get problems na court. These are very good people. I don't just go home and go drive anybody. You know, me not sabi that one day. If I meet you weak, I have responsibility for strengthening.
Yes.
And that's what I did. In finance, in foreign affairs, at the central bank, I did everything. Now I make when people talk about tribalism in Shalom, it worries me. In Bo, Usa go school, on my party day. You don't know the difference. I grew up in Mandingo house, Manaka house, with many family, and they all been there, you know. And all my life, right now, if you go put your home, I don't do so much. I don't do so much even myself. As I talk right now, they try to forget the water project now myself because then they find it difficult to forget water. So I'm not going to look at our tribe. No. Not to tribe. Tribe no one tribe no go roots really, no go develop.
Then it look like say you get a very good background because the typical team man, the way they raise the bikini, the teacher for making us say wandomokas.
Exactly.
That means to say bikini mama side, papa side.
Yes.
And you demonstrate that in marriage. Now you bring and come in the civil service where you don't work.
Yes.
Because even me self, because as I said to you earlier, I mean a man we come bad. People then tell me for say you will help them and people to an extent where some APC people will be jealous. Where the fact is you are not there for suit color. You did it for national coherence, and you do that. This is very, very encouraging. Thank you for that. We will need to see more of that because right now, as we talk, so would you say you deny them? Now put your home.
Yes.
Then gladly, because we don't hear some way come out and say bendi me in a yamobe. That means to say you border no matter how we bad.
Yes.
But if una border don't fail una, we people then say it better for let your daughter marry to the king than you born the king. Southern of them, when a daughter don't marry to the person where they can be the king. Now when a sister the only I will just spoon. When I not go angry, when a plate go be well garnished. So me want put unto unati they say this na the 10 days what we get for create that environment where all Sierra Leonean you try, you regional orientation, your ability, your disability, we are all one. And that this maybe don't pray for. And I'm particularly glad when you mentioned about something about 1961.
Yes.
Because when they go school, me daddy get car. The company where they go, take car for her. And they cut on a salary small. People every day they're able to buy things and through little roads.
Yeah.
Because credit system be there. Any country where una just they trust money for pay salaries. It no make sense. You they trust money for investor.
Yes. Indeed.
So how you can do for make you build because I don't plan the economy, sir. How you can help we because you know man will get history because I don't hear people they know they say after things them like they don't work for 40 years, they don't do nothing. Now because they don't understand what's in leadership.
Well,
because
they don't follow me.
You know,
Holding the country together.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Sometimes if I'm not being dean of finance, on many occasions I was exposed in finance beginning 1994, where World Bank IMF called me. That was during the wartime. And I did it during the war. We hold the country together.
Yes.
I was there. Say we get elections 1996, waka waka. But then after that 97, the war came again. Now when they will bring the war, then they will hold the country together. Pass again for call somebody like Samura Kamara all the way and make Commonwealth. I could have tried with God in grace, hold economy together. Because the survival of the country now to ensure say the economy was working. When them the BC they fed themselves, who they try for put patches together. Waka waka, 1997, all my run away, I came back to UK. I did say 2001, end of 2001, I sent back for me to go run the Ministry of Finance again. If you don't get confidence in me, don't for call me back. So I went back. And we know what we do for hold the country together again. This idea about going back to 1961, some people don't really understand. Maybe they take a like this. Let's compare it to countries like Singapore, like South Korea, and then come down to West Africa. We have Nigeria, we have Ghana, Guinea. All the countries there, we started about the same time.
And Botswana as well.
Botswana, we started about the same time. But look to the outside South Korea, the outside Singapore. In 40 years, in 50 years, look how they don't transform themselves. China also in 40 years, now it just transform itself. So I think we have been there. And they don't get the resources we will get. You understand? Now, I say, okay, let me follow Sierra Leone from the Togo independence and see how development trajectory with journey don't be. Something must stay way wrong by we. We will not able to transform our diamonds into development, our iron ore, transform ourselves as serious development agents. Just let me go back to 1961 since independence. Just take a look back, have a mirror of yourself.
A reflective account.
In life, we don't dress down. Not a mirror you will look.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's why I'm going back to 1961. And they dissect the journey, the first decade, the next decade, then the other decade, the first decade, the 60s, then the 70s, the 80s, then we have the war in the 90s. And then we started post-conflict reconstruction, 2002, signed the agreement. So then they are breaking to 5 years. Back around time, what did we do? What were the challenges? How we succeed? Bakabago, Anes Bagrumaka, I think I'm 2-5, the 2-5 years of Felix in government. What should we do? You know, take it down, they will take the last 5 years where man are building in power. It allows you for compare a proper contrast where you do. If you don't do that, you're not able.
No.
Let me today, I can tell anybody, I can tell you exactly Sierra Leone in economic journey. The first decade, it was good. There was discipline. You know, I think the cultural groups and the discipline been there. Everything was good. This was the time they introduced Sierra Leonean into administration after the colonial masters then go.
Yes.
We were young, you understand? But at the taken now, what happened then? Did they succeed? I know exactly what happened during that time day. When we inherited the wealth, whatever we inherited from the colonial masters, we just sit up. We not build up on top of them. And if you don't build on top of your wealth, you don't go sustain yourself.
No.
You go just eat somewhere, but I realize the wealth don't go. You know. We come to the 70s, we had the first oil crisis. We are an oil importing country. So that's our first exposure to the international market. That vulnerability. Then Smithsonian regime, the gold standard collapse. We're there, we don't even do nothing, you understand? Then we get the 80s, the IMF, they bring their own programs. I was there with them. We know the limitations of those programs. Okay? So up to the time we can't get the war now, everything just go kaput. I was there during the war, supported the war effort. Man, he was deputy chairman I was financial secretary and program manager. Say he can make a palace school against Strasser. I was in Washington here. Me, Hakim Jibril, Dr. Hakim Jibril, he was then Secretary of State for Health. We negotiate a program. Mind you, the war was still ravaging. We negotiate a program. Now he doing palace school. He took over the reins of government from Strasser. Now he say, okay, he sent message for me, Secretary of State for Finance, like a Minister of Finance. Now say, yes, I will, but please don't touch the Minister of Finance. Because all them over there, so they manage Steve Soare, Edmond Kuruma, them, Jusu them, all them over there in them day. We manage the economy that way. If I know me something, all that thing before happen. You understand? When back, all these institutions we talk to today, under my hand. Then an asset, na NRA, na local government and decentralization, NPPA, ACC, all of these institutions, Samura Kamara hand the work there. Wow. But because them party are not they follow development trajectory, they will not understand. Then for them, it's just the political ambience, the political glamour. No, me not they follow political glamour.
I'm glad the way you bring this talk about politics, because this now the thing where don't well we country, this politicking, we not get leadership, because when you get a leader, I hear you the other day you did talk just that a leader gets foresight, he gets vision, he look
for listen
for left a footprint,
exactly,
because you want for get a legacy where you the left. So you empower people them for make the economy and the society become better than you meet them.
Yeah.
But we don't get bad politicians them from the beginning, because you go know, because me said just like you, I don't do some reflective historic account where I find out for say that program will be set on attitudinal change. You therefore bring a comeback.
Yes.
Because we get this kind of attitude where people in Sierra Leone, we can't work together. Because from where we get to the first government, Samuel Timagai and the brother, then we get this big fete, just like how APC be the fete so. Now so they be the fete. Now so Pashekisef and Bafona them, instead be the fete. Why we not go get the bigger picture? For make we will build the country. Now they we need for get a good leadership. I will tell you a story. Because me and man way safe long time with this politicking. Politicians they're not good for any place. One bobo not be they do well in school. And one bobo be the utikadi. Very clever bobo, very intelligent bobo. But the bobo he wants everything. Now they papa worried. He go to the headmaster, one colonial headmaster. He say, how are you, son? And he say, you look gloomy. He said, I'm worry about him. He said, boy, he wants everything. That boy is very intelligent, but he won't put your hand back all thing. Then the pass say, no worry. Do a simple test. Put newspaper on the table. Put book on the table and an apple and cash. See what you could do with common school. If you take the newspaper, a journalist, it could be. If you take the book, it could be an academic. If you take the money, it could be an accountant. And he pass it, all right. If I do just that, when you go come on school, I say, good afternoon, daddy. And he say, look, the table look fine, and I take the apple, better. As you want for good, I take the book. Now he come back, he take the newspaper. He take all things at the table plus the money.
He hungry.
Don't point. Now he pass say, Lord have mercy. Now he won't go back to the educationist. He pass say, you look more gloomy than the last time we come. Now in the pass say, Papa, what you tell me not to happen? No. He said, but we take all thing. He said, so the thing that we say will be not going to be there. Then the pass say, you don't know the answer. He said, the answer, then that. Then he said, what do you mean, sir? He said, but take all things, sir. So you're not going to be doctor, you're not going to be lawyer, you're not going to be this, you're not going to be that. Then the education, he said, no worry. That body don't show you, say, not politician. Politician, and they take all things.
I like that.
So, Doc, if I can just come in quickly, sir. Thank you very much, Imran and Fambul, for reminding us this is the TNN TV Media Empire, where they talk to the APC presidential candidate for the June 24, 2023 elections, Dr. Samura Wilson Kamara. So earlier on, where the co-host, they asked you a question where you so eloquently put that you've been there, you've seen it, you've done it. You say you understand the problems of the country as opposed to Usai with this. But you've got 40 years plus. I can always make an argument out there for you that there's no public servant as decorated as you are. When they say people in all the way don't serve 40 years plus, but you experience all in different side and they. So just for elaborate more on what our problems are, and you've been there, and we still get the problems. Is it as a consequence of you not having the power within your midst? And if you turn out for become President Samura, having identified the problems, this means that the problems of a country will be solved. We'll start comparing with Singapore, then China, then start.
I think for me, I consider this a divine calling. All the years I've served people, and they appreciated my effort. Pakaba appreciated me, even Marabio appreciated what I did. Naimeki achieved during that time and day, Naimeki Pakaba achieved during that time and day, and Eskroma, Pamomo, they all are served in various capacities. But not even Hala saying, I don't. Now, for this present state where I so, I think God say, I want you at a higher level. Why is yourself go there in charge? And I give you what it takes to make a mark, a positive mark in Sarah. Perhaps I can say, those days I was a CFO, Chief Finance Officer. Now, someone is trying to be the Chief Executive Officer. Where 90 control, 90 government, 90 dictates. If anything happens, I have nobody else to play but Samura Kamara. Those days, I will do a report when something happen and say, I'm not the president. The box stops with the president. So now, I pray to God that as president, I'll get a quality people who will work with me. So we will deliver quality products for Sierra Leone.
A lot of your supporters out there will like this last part where you just make this note because you spoke in the affirmative, sir. When you president, you will make them changes. I just want to go to a little bit of policy, Dr. Samura, because you've been a policy man, a technocrat, you're a politician, and your marks, your footprints, they're all over the country, all over the place. But still, we are lagging behind. Let's say, for example, we get a youthful population, sir, and I'm not mean for be condescending, but then just they idle, there are no jobs, all the promises, especially in recent times, yes. 2 million jobs, nothing of that kind. We youth them and make them way abroad. They go on something they call temple run, pass through dangerous countries, lose their lives, now they see, instead of they stay home and try for build their country. If you become president, what do you intend to do? Are there plans for transform? Yes. If you go tell the family a little bit, sir.
Plans. Yeah. Like you said, the race is not for the fastest. When we come out of war, nobody was ready to come to Sierra Leone. We have the stigma, blood diamonds, everybody was running away. In the Minister of Finance, just other Pakabana, I go to her. I said, look, for that we start for build our reputation and public confidence, particularly to international investors. Let's just Sierra Leone back as an attractive proper investment. I said, so one thing is generally. I said, all the companies that they don't follow and don't go, there's one company will stay behind. Let's protect that company from an international company. That's a which one on Sarah Roadside. And that's how we went out of our way to protect Sarah Roadside. By protecting Sarah Roadside, the world went round internationally. Sierra Leone was ready for business. Now companies that begin come back to Sierra Leone.
Bring confidence.
They begin confidence. Now for today, this is what we have lacked. Confidence in Sierra Leone. The too much politics, they don't really bring down public confidence in Sierra Leone. There's no public confidence in the government because this government don't capture all the state institutions then. By that I mean, you don't influence them. They're all answerable, not to the people, not to the country, but to you as a leader. very little confidence in them. The security forces, the police, for instance, they're not answerable to the people anymore, but they're meant to be serving the people. We spent serious money during my time for reform the police sector. We spent serious money during my time for reform the military sector. You know. So if people say, oh, Samura Kamara, no, but they were not following. They were not part of the development trajectory of Sierra Leone. All them they now for eat, receive, eat, and mostly. They don't know how the food serving day. They don't know how the country will survive. How the lights will be there, it been there. How the water will be there, it been there. The trade will be there, it been there. The currency will be there, it been there, it's strong. They never knew. They were never part of it. It's the first time, perhaps, they are exposing themselves to it. And look at the blunders. If you not follow the road carefully, you're not going to have to work out. Don't get bumps.
Yeah.
Don't get bumps. So I'm very, very grateful to God Almighty. Through Ernest Nkrumah, I've been exposed at this highest level of politics. I wasn't a politician. So now I think I have a responsibility to bring to bear my professional experience, everything I knew, my contacts internationally with Sierra Leoneans, non-Sierra Leoneans, with good books, bad books, with good best practices, bring them to bear and see how we can build a new Sierra Leone. Yes, we need a new, that's why June 24, 2023 is a new era.
We need an overhaul.
Yes, let's build a new Sierra Leone. Looking back into the past, longer past, you know, say food production has always been a challenge, but we never solve it. So let's go into food production. What can government do? Who can support you? Do I know they produce rice? Who can support you? Do I know they produce cassava, potato, so that you go diversify your food basket? But also, these are all international commodities now.
Exactly. So I wish preempt me next question.
Yes.
Now you don't jump to so.
I can't to this market na peka, cassava then all kind of potato then but we need to produce them in commercial quantities.
Mango,
Banana processing,
cocoa.
value addition. So that's the type of trajectory we need. I don't just get some more. I wait. When mango season can will pick the best mango then for me I eat. No.
So.
Try and then the way they spoil. How are you going to transform them?
Yeah.
Make
Preservation.
them not spoil. Yes, reduce the spoilage.
Yeah.
So it's a new thinking, it's a new mindset into the minds and hearts of the people. I'm not saying I will do it alone. No, I cannot do it alone. You need the people, you need everybody.
Yes,
This is my own formula for moving Sierra Leone. Road construction. Usa and stop. Now they will stop. Say today I know see 1 kilometer of new paved road. We go boost up. Hillside now we start them, then finish them. And I don't know driven. For me, Usa will left what's the name? That road. Peninsula Road, look at. The road we done 20 kilometers. The road from Bandajuma to Pujang, 30 days, less than 20 kilometers.
But it look like you party.
Matu, the one from Boto Matu, we had even started laying the foundation, the contracts, all. 30 days, look side.
It look like you party not vocal enough, sir, in their endeavor there, because the truth is somewhere out there. But now, 5 years of this government, they are making some claims where absolutely repaving of those roads. Yeah.
Look, I want the people themselves to change their mindset. Let them be part of the development path of Sierra Leone. Not just sit down and wait what the government they do for you. If you are part of the development trajectory journey, you will know whether they do well for you, whether they do well for you. Not to party business, not to brother business, not to papa business. No. So I want to bring the people into the development journey for Sierra Leone. Let them know. Look at the youth, our youth today. It's about time. Look at the developments in the 5 years. And they tell we say, we for make drug abuse a national priority among our youth. Because they look at them as a shortcut for sustaining their lives.
Yeah.
We have to make it a national priority. That's why they bring drugs as Sierra Leone. We have to tell them, say, this is not the way to make money. Clean business. Go for clean business, clean investment. So this na challenge that we will get. The hospitals. Yesterday I go Newham Hospital, na net. Midnight I was there from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I was just looking. I was shocked. You see the cleanliness, you see, and there's so many African doctors there, personnel. I should say if I ask Sharuna, then what did they?
And that brings me to another point where Imran kind of interested in when a census and the construct around census when for help with development and Teti will get cornered. I think Imran you are elaborate on that.
25 thereabouts. Today, look on to today. Have we made progress?
Since we get to independence, they don't do over 6 censuses because I remember this government when they come, the excuse what they give for make census because it's all political, not for make development.
No.
But you find out for say, healthcare is in a mess. In this country, what we did so, then get what they call beverage report. Then try for do social development first. Where Lord Beverage socially try for engineer this place. Then we get all the problems then we get snare. Then we get idleness, then we get ignorance, then we get squalor, then we get what's gonna be the other 5, they call them 5 evils when we get snare.
So I don't know if you I will take note of that.
You don't read about that.
So we'll get 5 evils of
yes. Now the same problem, I can see the problem clear.
Yes.
Now that then country, their Western country, then build themselves up. Then start with the social engineering. We then start with the national insurance contribution. We then talk say then will support people from cradle to grave for support the people them. But most of the governments in Africa, then they think about infrastructural development, that is mortar and bricks. But when then we talk to Lord Beveridge, that is the Beveridge report.
That's right.
Yeah, Beveridge report, sir. Beveridge reports recommend to the Prime Minister then say the Labour government, when I make Labour governments, people and not they play with them. Now I bring the NHS. Now I bring the national insurance contributions.
Yeah.
Now I bring all the things that will make the people and get liberated. So the people in Aya, not like we want people in yonder. Then they wait till somebody died and can't give them 1 bag rest. Yeah, that minister can't give me 1 bag rest.
Feel happy.
Exactly. Now that Beveridge reports they empower the people then. You go take a look at it.
Try for Fenham and look at.
Yes.
It's good. Anything where the best practice, we don't transform a country. Fine for look at that.
Look at it.
In China, then more as a term, they report them.
Yeah.
You know, you go to Lee Kuan Yew. It's good to expose yourself into the works with
learn from others.
Yes. In India, Mahatma Gandhi, all the one they why would not they go back into history and copy the best things actually?
Precisely.
Yeah, they go coronation. What did they mirror? 1066.
Yeah, 1,000 years of history.
Yes, 1066. They mirror it this year, 2023.
Yes, Doc. Again, just for go back to agriculture, we touch on briefly on how for do farming on an industrial scale. I want to ask about this rest business when we staple food, sir. Government, that's something where you know very well, far more than I do. They spend hundreds of millions on the importation of rice, and we understand say we get arable land for planting.
A lot.
What is the problem, Dr. Samura?
A lot.
What will the Dr. Samura presidency do about this?
This is why I got to investigate agriculture further. I don't ask a few questions about rice production in other countries.
I want to come up so I can help with that.
I go one day na Bongo Maria. In the morning, now grab parish day. I go pray. Now I go waka. I see the bully and they right behind the village. One small road there, where they say if you follow that bridge there, they go na Mamolo.
Yes.
Sam Sise luckily was with me. Now call Sam Sise. I said, Sam Sise, tell me, why are we like this? Let's say in the 60s we export rice. Why we do nothing? What's happened? It's that type of conversation that I need among our agriculturists.
Usai Salon begin the Fordham. Becoming an agriculturist, I've been director on rice research. In those days, there be the farm plenty. Every country where you go, then they protect home industry.
Yeah.
When they go begin to bring Chinese rice, the Chinese rice cheaper. So that they compete with the homegrown rice.
Homegrown rice, yes.
The homegrown rice, when they put from Walla, those people have worked really hard. Some man don't go trust money, get for pay the money. They go bring OAU rest. But that OAU rest, that in the beginning of the death of agriculture. So you go down plant, you farm now, then people then say, I got a shilling. I ain't got borrowed China, a five sets. You know. So every Western country, then they protect home industry. Now, you find out for say Japanese cars in parts, they're more expensive. Then taxes, they're more expensive. If you buy British car, you pay less tax. So that's the then kind of little things that are even they see Sierra Leone with phone company.
Yes.
They're not they protect to your home phone country, then give more leverage to the foreign companies than we home company. We therefore be nationalistic in some areas. So my papa be always they complain because the farmers they rest, they left na their hand, they not get person for seller. So I begin to discourage, they all begin to move to go free time for go do business instead. But the mangrove swamp, JJ, of which we family get lots of them land.
You know, they follow.
But we don't take a little bit. I know say you get for engaging with other people then. Before we go, how we begin and so I go end up.
Before you end up, can I just ask one or two quick questions, Doctor? Please. Thank you for the time, sir. And just for add to the rest business, maybe doing a background check on the producing marketing board, which was very good at the time. I believe Slpp might develop some answers. The voter ID card is a concern for people in way loyal to you party, and are very, very concerned.
Very concerned. I don't raise that to the international community. The quality of the voter card. It left everybody well meaningful for Sierra Leone. For suspects say it's susceptible to replication for reproducer.
So Roncho trick they go
to rigging and getting it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you know that when you take down the compare to 2012, the other past, there are huge cards for bluff with. These are not go bluff with that.
Absolutely, sir.
You don't go bluff with that.
A house divided cannot stand. Only a house together will stand.
That's right.
How pleased are you with your party? I mean, you comrades them, you compatriots them at this present moment, you know, because we know say, but good things happen towards convention. I know saying that things then when you go like for put BNU and you being the guy waving the olive branch, forget everybody on board. We see you, they put Ann Pamplasas with the other one, them, and all eat together, which is the same humility way my co-host been they talk about earlier on. But as we approach the June 24 deadline, we they see some people way we they expect say for be very vibrant and proactive, they are lying low. Is it part of the team strategy or is there something wrong in-house?
No, I think a personal view. But my own observation is that the way I'm going to interpret it, just like how they say, it's about time for Sierra Leone for rethink, for look back and try to prepare a better future, a shared future. I'll get for congratulate my colleagues and my comrades and the APC that they self don't agree. And after many years of APC, we passed the 2022 constitution where they try to democratize the party and they bring new ways of being within the party. So therefore there are ways only for change going forward in the party. But of course, the transition is always the most difficult. As a country, as one put the country into transition, and so the party self day into transition. It takes time. You know, this fella will learn. APC don't know about election. And how they do election. There are bound to be gaps, shortcomings, this sort of thing, you know.
Yes,
so All we need to do is that now for continue for hold ourselves together.
The final question, Doc.
Yes.
It's a bit of a compound one because I'm a final question. And the thing here is the party been there under too many pressure. Boku pressure, both within and without. But when I managed for go convention, and here we are, finally, there is a presidential candidate, and the people engage for rally, and they don't begin a rally behind you. But as we speak today, as late as the party was able to go to convention for elect you as the flag bearer,
Yes.
all the distraction, I mean, how much of it, kind of affect you and how you deal with that, and especially a case regarding the chancery when I've been big distraction for quite a long time. How much preparedness are you in, and distracted by all these things? You haven't come a long way, sir.
Because I'm innocent. I don't feel distracted by anything.
Yeah, and are we going to see a president, Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara? Can you assure the people, based on waiting they go on now?
I will give them 1,000% assurance.
Wow.
Nothing no go distract me. Something I make such a way I don't get pimples on my face. No, I always believe that to say God wants you for the day go put you. Don't run faster than how God will carry you. My ambition, it's not that just I power for rule Sierra Leone for the president. No, my ambition is to deliver for Sierra Leone in a different way. That's my ambition.
Him?
Well, any good thing must come to an end. But before we go, I just want to make this observation. This is a blessing for Sierra Leone, for me to get a grounded individual like you with a lot of humility, class, style, skills. If I begin to use adjectives, I will be until tomorrow. And I will tell you about this. One man be the work in one department. We nobody know the last 3 months and they left. This man he did it for 10 years. And one man come meet her. He said, "Pa, how you manage? We don't know this one clean place 10 years. Nobody know ever there past 3 months." I did the man laugh. He said, "Easy." I did turn behind. Show your wifey picture. He said, "Without load they behind me. No load no day before me one able carry."
I like that. That's a good one.
So talking to you, we don't know say being a grounded man, you have a grounded woman.
Indeed.
You wealth like a woman
I'm
of
grateful for
stance
that.
and class.
Thanks.
And we
Thanks
know
to
a
God.
little bit about the Rogers family. Now,
Yeah.
one of the grindular creams of the South. So, where this union don't lavish love, goodies, pauna, when I don't get grandchildren and all thing, and still you dey look young, you dey bounce with spring like feet, your face look like a young man, you don't get one pimples. Do you just tell me in few words? Waiting the mommy gets for do with that. Because I know for say this not of formatting, the mommy gets something for do with that.
You know they bother me. You know they how for money, you know they how for power. Which I tell them, they want for no, now you want for no. That's what they should have discussed. And one day, you know, they ask me, I pass my office today, would that fetch you? Would that this or that? No. Where you go, now you food first. You say you can't look your food. When you eat your food, they say sit down now. They watch yourself. We talk. Blah blah no day. If any argument one day self small, if the manager, I'm saying the manager. I don't get too my way. The quality and this politics so now. If they talk big about politics, they talk about no. Left with them now, quiet. And I don't decide as a president, me no go expose them to big projects. We already decide the sector where I want let it do for help. I don't tell them. Local sector because you want political limelight. No, not so because you want political limelight.
Yes.
No. Your limelight now the home and the family. Between the home and the family. I think that's give me that satisfaction. No, they are going, no, they get the charge to the best of my ability for pleasing and pleasing family. They all live. The two families today, you don't know the difference. You don't know the difference between me and your family and your family. Right now, they do a lot of work now in the area. It owes them, their family houses them. We transfer some money. We do picking them. We they help with. We try for repair them. Yes, it's sort of thing. Let them feel. Now, through me, I want for appeal to Southeasterners. This Samura Kamara, go to tribal person. Tribe not in a vocabulary. Tribe not in a way of doing things. No. If you don't like ABC self, let Samura Kamara, because through this Samura Kamara, una will benefit a lot more than if una brother self una put it. Una don't say una brother, I don't know for you.
If una brother no right, una concentrate for una woman.
Yes, yes, exactly. Me I dey for una. And I go work with una table. Me not suppose to way fist roll. And I not go disappoint anybody. So I just beg them. Let no one don't tell you say APC we can, and they kill and they kill APC one day, don't do 20 Who's have longer extrajudicial killings more in the government than this last 5 years? They have never been investigated, never been reported on. The president has never uttered a word for saying apology, for saying apologies to the families, to the people. Nobody knows where we are.
Even no students, no school. Remember
Exactly.
that's like the 77. They don't kill 2 persons.
Yeah.
No. So I just want for let them understand that for the first time, no left tribal lineages. Let's think seriously. Almost each one will contribute. For Lord will be one. Our greatest ambition as a nation, as a people, our greatest endeavor as a people is that we must make ourselves one.
Thank you, Dr. Samura. We really appreciate it. So before we go, I just want to say I declare my support for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
And I wish you good luck.
Thank you so much.
And let God make you cruise and win for the country, because you don't show say you're a person way show stability. You grounded in marriage, you grounded in ministry, that is with the work, and now you can be grounded leader. You're not a politician, and I'll make a gladdy because you're not a technocrat.
Yeah, I say being a techno politician.
Yeah, Dr. Samura,
thank you so much.
Many thanks. It was a great pleasure, and thank you for giving us the time here for this interview. We are greatly humbled, sir.
Thank you very much.
And I will fight with you shoulder to shoulder. I will be by your side.
Thank you so much.
Until we win the race.
Thank you so much.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We've come to the end of a brilliant interview with the APC presidential hopeful for the June 2023 presidential elections, Dr. Samura Wilson Kamara. Until we come to you again shortly, I want to say tata for now. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
I think it was a good one.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
One over.
Great.